Hello again everybody and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz, and we're still on the Aces of the Week gallery for the 4th week of January, and this time we're looking at the mid tiers. That's everything from tier 5 up to tier 7, and basically this is Russian week because they're all Russian tanks. So first off, we've got a good friend of mine, Tomino Fort of the clan FTC7. He's rolling out in the T-34, the Russian tier 5 medium tank on the EU server. Now, the T-34 is firstly an iconic tank. I mean, it's the tank that effectively the Russians built billions of during World War II in order to defeat the Germans, and boy, was it a great tank. Now, in Blitz, it's actually fantastic, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this tank. In fact, I love all the T-34 lines, although I'm not overly keen on the Type 34 at the moment since 5.5. Not that this little beastie didn't get touched. I mean, it did get nerfed in 5.5. Basically, its hit points went down from 690 to 620. Okay, so the rate of fire went up and the reload time got better. So the rate of fire now is 7.1 rounds per minute when it used to be 5.6, and the reload time is just under 8.5 seconds, which is a 2-second drop. Maximum ammo in it, well, they lowered that in the nerf. They also lowered the speed. It used to be 56, it's now 48 going forwards, and backwards it used to be 20, it's now 18. They also did a few things on the power ratio, but with the changes to the reload times, the DPM shot up. I mean, it went from 897 on your standard AP to 1138. On your APCR, the premium ammunition, it went up from 757 to 960, and on your HE it went to 1422. They didn't stop there, however. They also had a bit more of a play with it in 5.7, and they increased the penetration on your AP from 68 to 76, but that's only on the 76mm AL-11 gun. They did not touch the other guns. So how has this affected the poor old T-34? Well, to be honest with you, it hasn't. You know, with the faster reload, it makes the tank a joy to play. And as you can see here, Tomino Fort is having a really good time. He's already taken just shy of 1,000 damage, and he's killed a tank. I mean, he hasn't even taken a hit yet. Okay, it's lost some of its speed, and it's lost a bit of its hit points, but it's still a Russian armor profile, and with a faster reload, it's really quite an effective tank. And if you've not taken out this tank for a while, then I suggest you have another look at it, because it ain't too bad, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, a lot of people will say, oh, but it's been nerfed. Well, yes and no, it's been nerfed and buffed at the same time. And this is the glorious thing. It hasn't really had a massive impact other than to improve this tank. Most of the tanks that were sort of toyed with in 5.5, with the exception of one or two, did get nerfed badly, and they're shadows of their former selves. This one isn't. I mean, this one has had a slight improvement. It's been slightly buffed. So before you write off the great culling in 5.5, there are some tanks that haven't been touched. I suggest you get onto Blitzhanger and have a look. And there we go, Tomino Fort, 3rd kill. He's now dished just over 1,500 damage. He's bounced 25. Okay, he's lost a lot of hit points, but that's not the point here. I mean, it's a T-34. He's having a whale of a time. I don't know if that SU is AFK. No, he's not, because he's just fired. He's just been set on fire as well by Tomino Fort, and he's gone. He's dead. He's out of there. Now, the little Leo's the only one left. I mean, that did have a bit of a nerf. I mean, it lost one of its rounds. It's still pretty formidable. Okay, you're going to struggle to pen some things, but it's still a pretty formidable tank if you play it if you play it correctly. And unfortunately, as you see there, the little Leo takes out Tomino Fort, who does 2,273 damage. He bounces, what, 75, gets 4 kills, ends up being the top tank. Kinda carries the team, gets a well-deserved mastery and a shed load of other medals. I mean, that's just a fantastic game, and I'd like to thank Tomino Fort for kindly sharing his replay with us. So, moving on. Next up, we got another good friend of mine, Rob King _FTC of the Clan 5 FF. He's rolling out in a tank I absolutely love, the KV-1, the Russian Tier 5 Heavy, again on the EU server. And again, unfortunately, this one did not escape the great culling that was 5.5. And it got a little bit of a buff in some places and a nerf in others. So let's have a look at what was nerfed first. Well, its HP went down from 650 to 590. The rate of fire decreased from 9.2 rounds a minute to 7.4 rounds a minute, which meant the reload time increased from 6.5 seconds to just over 8 seconds. The weight also increased from 29 to 30. The engine power decreased from 50 to 470, therefore making it a slower tank. It used to do 55, it now does 48. And with the nerfing on everything there, with the rate of fire, its DPM dropped. On your standard AP, it went down from 1,841 to 1,490. On your premium ammunition, it went, which is APCR, it went 1,565 down to 1,267. And on the HE, it went from 2,761 to 2,235. Buffing wise, wow, it got a bit of a better traverse speed, but we don't need to go into that. So this tank didn't sort of get left alone, but as you can see here, Rob King is not struggling in it. You can still angle this like you used to on that slight angle. It's a fantastic side scraper. If you keep that lower glacis plate sort of hidden, you'll bounce everything until the cows come home. He's already dished out just over 500 damage. He's taken 1 kill. And he's been bouncing left, right and centre. In fact, he's bounced just under 1,000. And this is the glorious thing about the KV-1. It is, if you need to know how to side scrape, if you don't understand side scraping, this is the tank to go out and learn in. And as you can see here, what Rob King is doing is exactly what you should be doing when you're trying to side scrape the KV-1. He's got it on a slight angle. It's not straight on, it's on a slight angle. The angle is about 15 to 20 degrees, and he's just bouncing everything. He's still dishing out the damage. He's over 1,000 now, and he's almost bounced 1,000. This is why I love this tank. Okay, they've dropped the DPM. It's not as effective as it used to be, but it's still a fantastic tank, and I still love it to bits. I mean, it is probably without a shadow of a doubt, this is my favourite Tier 5 tank. I mean, it is just a spectacular tank to roll in, and it's really good to get those skills down on how to side scrape effectively, and how to angle and wiggle and jiggle. This is the tank you need to learn in, really. I mean, if you've got it and you don't know side scraping, get out and try it. Just watching Rob King here, he's now bounced over 1,100, and he's dished out 1,313. Now he's going to take, oh no, he misses. I thought he was going to get that there. That Panzer IV just snuck it. And another bounce. That's another big bounce. It's now 1,200 bounce. And he's still missing the Panzer IV. And he's got a Russian gunner. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It's as simple as that. He finally gets him over open sights rather than actually sniping. That's just hilarious. It is a good tank. I mean, when you play it like this, it is a great amount of fun. You know, he's up against it realistically. It's 3 against 2. Oh, look at that. Another open sight. Bye-bye, little Lippard. I mean, if you're going to YOLO in like that, you're going to die in front of a KV. Now the Churchill. Goodbye, Churchill. He's now taken, 5 kills. There is 1 left, and that's that little TD who's over there. Come on, hey, Electo, come on. Oh no, he bounces an Electo. That's just hilarious. Who bounces an Electo? I mean, that's just unbelievably funny. And he's still bouncing from the Electo. He gets him in the end. 6 kills. Fantastic pools medal. Bounces a shed load. dishes out 1,718 damage, a well-deserved mastery, and a steel wall, and a pause medal, and a top gun, and that's just a brilliant game. And I'd really like to thank my good friend Rob King of 5FF for sharing his replay with us. It was a pleasure to watch. Next up, really good friend of mine, Harrier77 of the Clan 49 Div, rolling out in a tank that he really loves, the KV-2, the Russian Tier 6 heavy on the EU server with the derpy gun. Everybody loves this gun. I mean, the only reason you get the KV-2 is to put the derpy gun in it, and boy, if it works for you, it is a barrel of laughs. If it doesn't work for you, however, people throw iPads, iPhones, Android devices through windows because it can be a really frustrating pain in the butt. As you can see there, the aim time is pretty long on this thing, but you can do that when it works. I mean, that's just one hell of a shot. I mean, one shot, goodbye, go back to the garage. This thing, although it's got a KV-1 chassis, doesn't bounce as well as the KV-1. What's he going to do here? I'm sorry, but when you stick one right in the nose of an SU and you take him out in one go, I mean, that's 2 shots, 2 kills. Just brilliant. I mean, it's not an OP tank. A lot of people say it is. It's not an OP tank. When you can play it like this, it does appear that 3 kills, 3 shots. I mean, talk about efficiency. I mean, oh my God, I'm in stitches. This is why the KV-2 is a barrel. I'm not going to even tell you about the tank. I'm not even going to go into the stats. I'm going to let the tank in Harrier77 do the talking for me. Oh, that's just brilliant. 3 shots, 3 kills, just under 2,500 damage. I mean, talk about a one-shot wonder. Guys, I see a lot of people play KV-2s and they have no idea how to play it realistically. This is how you play a KV-2. Alright, so, you know, he's taken a few of his hit points, but the efficiency level that he's dishing out is spectacular. I mean, it's just unbelievably good. Here we go, KV-2, goodbye. That's a low roll for him, it's only a 75. Yeah, just shy of 3,000 now, 1 tank left, he's taken 4 kills, he's not bouncing anything, as you can see. And there he is, it's the Kuru, the Japanese fantasy tiger. It's a brilliant tank, actually, the Kuru. What is Harrier going to do? Is he going to put HE in? Of course he is. Is he going to derp him to death? Well, he gets a pretty decent roll. He leaves him on, like, next to no hit points. Now he's just shy of 3,000 damage. There's just 1 tank left. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And there you go. It's all over, apart from the crying. That is just one of the best KV-2 games I've seen. 2,191 damage, 4 kills, wiped people out with 1 shot. That's just rude. Rude, I tell you. You shouldn't be doing it, Harrier. It's a great game, mate. Thank you for kindly sharing that replay. Next up, we've got Novtalath of the clan SDTS rolling out in the LTTB, the Russian Tier 7 light tank, and he's doing a handbrake turn into the C-cap. And why not? It's an LTTB. Now, I love the LTTB, mainly because you can just throw this thing around the battlefield like a bag of mad badgers. I mean, it's a crazy, crazy tank. I mean, look at it go. I mean, 60 kilometers already. I mean, you don't care when you get shot because generally with the speed on this thing you can miss almost everything. Okay, it's a light tank. It's absolutely got pants armor. It's got a pretty decent gun, but the thing that this tank shines in is running around like a demented fool. And this is the idea of the LTTB. You're there to be the biggest pain in the backside nuisance that you can possibly be on the battlefield, which is exactly what Novtalath is doing here. I mean, this tank is just good fun. And, you know, there are some times when you're rolling it where you don't mind getting wiped out, because when you run all over the map like a crazy man, in a tank that has got unbelievable mobility. You know, you can laugh your socks off. And he's doing really well here. I mean, he's dishing out quite a lot of damage. He hasn't taken any kills yet. He's bounced nothing, which is hardly surprising. It's an LTTB. They very rarely bounce anything. And you know, here he goes again. Pedal to the metal and off. It's just a brilliant tank. There we go. Not a bit of Tokyo drift in Alpenstadt. Why not? I mean, I love this tank. This tank is a great barrel of laughs. I mean, I know a lot of people think it's a bit of a poor tank. It's actually not. And once you get used to this thing, it's got a pretty accurate gun. It's got a great rate of fire. And the mobility is just to die for. I mean, this thing is like grease lightning. What you have to remember is the mobility of this tank is what makes this tank. You're not meant to be stood still. You're meant to be flooring it around the battlefield, getting to new positions to put fire down. And this is exactly what he's doing. I mean, this is how... Oh, a bit of parkour. Parkour in an LTTB, and what? Just crazy shit. And an engine fire to boot. I mean, I just love watching these type of replays where clearly the player is having a load of fun driving. Here we go again, Tokyo Drift. Woo! Oh, this is brilliant. I mean, unbelievable. I don't care. I know he gets a mastery, but I couldn't care if he gets a mastery or not now, because it's just entertaining to watch him enjoy the tank and play like this. I mean, it's just classic LTTB play. And a lot of people don't play it like this, funny enough, especially the newer players. I mean, the newer players think they have to sort of camp in it or YOLO around in it. Okay, he's lost almost all his hit points, but I bet you he's had a great time doing it. And he's just gone from sort of one side to the next, one side to the next. He hasn't stopped moving. Oh, here we go. Nosedive down into the river. Get behind, well, trying to get behind the Star Emil. It hasn't done it. Star Emil's onto him. Track him. Why not? I mean, this is great fun. That is a fantastic game. 2,000 damage. Bounced nothing. Tokyo drifted everywhere. That was just brilliant to watch. And I'd just like to thank Novtalath for kindly providing that replay. It was brilliant. It gave me a lot of fun. In fact, I'd like to thank everybody. Tomino Fort, Rob King, Harrier77 and Novtalath for sharing their replays with us. Guys, if you've got some good replays, please kindly send them to me at the usual email address, fujitsblitz@gmail.com. If you haven't yet, please press subscribe. It makes me happy, and making people happy is always a nice thing. And until the next time, stay safe out there, have fun on the battlefield, and happy tanking. Because, guys, that's what it's all about. Fun and happiness.